kind of the big, bullet point and theme that we try to tell people about the 1850s farm is that it's the last chapter of this museum. If you're thinking about it as a big book, the big message that you want to take away is that people coming into America are slowly blending all of those cultures together, the English, Irish, German, West African, and Native American traditions and beliefs are all coming together. And by the 1850s, you have the beginnings of that American culture as a tangible thing. You can see that in the way that they're living in this house, the foods that they might be eating, the house that they construct for themselves. So for example, this family is a German immigrant family, but by the 1850s, they're going to be speaking English in their home and at the church. So an English influence that's coming into their lives. In terms of their food, sitting down to dinner with them, yeah, they're definitely probably going to have sauerkraut now and then. It's still an American favorite today, but they'll mix in things like okra, black-eyed peas, or watermelon, which are crops native to West Africa. And then corn is definitely going to be a staple of their diets. Native Americans are teaching Europeans how to cultivate it and grow it. And so they're going to combine that staple grain with foods that they traditionally would have eaten in Europe. So cornbread is an example of kind of a literal blending in a dish. You have a native plant to North America and bread, which is very common in Europe, coming together to create cornbread, essentially. So even in food and culinary practices. In terms of architecture, the room we're standing in here resembles very much an English parlor. So you're displaying your fanciest of furniture. We have dishes on display to show fancy china. So an English influence on architecture to create a room for guests and to display your fanciest goods. But we're right next to a very German bedroom. Having the mom and dad of this household sleeping on the first floor is a very German tradition. And so that master bedroom is right next to this English parlor, and you kind of have that cultural blending right here in this very room. And then we have porches on the front and back of this house, which are a West African influence on American architecture as well. So the house itself is just a whole big story of how these cultures are coming together and blending to create this new American culture that, of course, we still add to today. It's not finished by any means, but this is kind of where we're at by the 1850s.
This is the second of a two-part series on the Frontier Culture Museum. You can watch this and other American Artifacts programs anytime by visiting our website at cspan.org/history.